Thank you so much. Hello, everybody. Thank you so much, and welcome to Jerusalem. Good evening and Chag Sameach. It is so wonderful to see you all here gathered in Jerusalem for the Feast of Tabernacle. Thank you to Dr. Jorgen Buller, President of the ICEJ, for hosting this incredible event. It is an integral part of the culture of Jerusalem, and it was sorely missed over the last few years during the pandemic. It is an honor for me to be here tonight, together with former Chief Justice of South Africa, Mogoeng. With members of parliament from around the world and Christian leaders from around the world. The range of countries represented here is a testament to the strength of the ICEJ's network, as well as to the unwavering support we receive from Bible-believing Christians. Thank you. As the chair of the Knesset Christian Ally Caucus, I know that the support we receive from our Christian friends around the world is critical to our success and safety here in Israel. The prophet Zechariah spoke of a future time when all the nations would come to Jerusalem to celebrate the holiday of Sukkot. Look around you now. We are the living proof of the accuracy of the Bible and the truth of the Word of God. The modern state of Israel recognized the importance of Jerusalem to people of all faith, and after liberating Jerusalem, allowed for freedom of worship for all. Unfortunately, today, Jews are still not allowed to pray at the Temple Mount, the most sacred place for Jews. And we look forward to the day when the status quo at the Temple Mount will be in line with the words of the prophet and the democratic nature of the state of Israel, allowing for all of us together to pray there. Since the time of Abraham, the Jewish people have been committed to living a life of charity and justice in the land which God designated for them, to be a light unto the nations and make an impact on the greater world. Since day one, there have been enemies of the Jewish people who have tried to erase our nation, to deny our homeland and our right to exist here in Israel. Today, with the flourishing and modern state of Israel, we have shown that we still heed to the vision of our forefather. We have created the only democracy in the Middle East, a shining light in a very dark and dangerous region. We have used this blessing to not only develop the homeland of the Jewish people, but also a safe haven for the minorities who live among us. To promote and share values of freedom and equality. The most persecuted minority in the Middle East are Christians, but within the state of Israel, they are protected and cherished citizens. It is easy to take this for granted from places where we come from. But the scenes from the last few days in Iran reminds us how lucky we are to be living in a full democracy which provide religious freedom and equal rights for all, especially for women. The scenes of women and children taking to the street, risking their lives to demand their freedom are heart-wrenching. Over 19 children have been murdered and hundreds more. Those legitimate protests where they're asking for freedom of worship, for the right to decide for themselves which opinion to believe and how to live their life. There are not enough words to describe the respect I have for these women and girls who are risking their lives to demand freedom and secure future for themselves and their children. They are the ones who are leading those demonstrations. I want to take advantage of this stage to share this message with you because you, as members of parliaments, ministers, and Christian leaders and believers from countries all over the world, have the influence over millions of people across the globe. I would like to ask you to demand and ask from your governments and your elected official to stand by the Iranian people at this time, to support their very important protests, and to help them attain the freedom which they so deserve. Demand that your countries impose sanctions on the leaders of Iran, the dictators who led it to regional war and who murdered and abused their citizens. As a former combat fighter in the Israeli Defense Forces, I salute and stand by and publicly support the brave Iranian women and children who are leading the protest while risking their lives. They are fighting for their home and their future with extraordinary courage. 22-year-old Mahsa Amini has already lost her life, and at least 185 people, including 19 children, have been killed in the subsequent protests. How long will it take for the world to step in and truly make a difference? The answer depends on some of the people in here today. Let us all make sure that Mahsa Amini's death will not be in vain. We must channel our Judeo-Christian values of justice, morality, and righteousness into a global voice standing for women's right, for life, and for freedom for all. In the light of these protests, I would like to join them in a global movement, Jin Jian Asadi, Women, Life, Freedom. May next year, in the Feast of Tabernacle, we will have here women representatives from Iran as well. Chag Sameach, and thank you all. Thank you.